it? I can't see the thing.
All right. Well, we are live at the moment. Hey guys, I am live with Banditincorporated. How's it going, man?
What? Hello. So good to be here, Rookie Critic. Thanks so much for having me. You're taking a tremendous risk having me on this stream, though, because you know what my track record with these streams is. As soon as I do one, it just crashes immediately, or it erupts into an argument, like on.
No.
When I showed up and said other ones. But yes, I appreciate your courage in having me on. I'm very much looking forward to this. How are you?
Doing good, man. Nice early morning, nice chill stream for the morning. This is awesome, man. We're gonna watch the Star Wars Holiday Special, so extra special today.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing a watch this instead of Captain Marvel stream, but I put a poll up on Twitter of like, who thinks that's a good idea? Not that many people thought it was a good idea. So like, okay, yeah, it was like just over half sort of aired on the side of no. So I was like, all right, we'll just do something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, we figured
a better idea.
Yeah, we figured we'll watch the Star Wars Holiday Special because Rookie Critic has never seen this before, and I'm a sadist, so I want to inflict this on him.
Thanks for the torture. Yes.
But for everyone listening, you could follow along with us where we hit play. Just type in Star Wars Holiday Special in YouTube, and generally the top result is the one we're going to watch. It's the one that goes for 1 hour, 38 minutes, 36 seconds. Will we watch all of that? No. We'll probably run out of steam somewhere in the middle, but it'll be fun to watch anyway.
Most likely. Now, Bandit, I just sent you the link to the chat or whatever for the video, so that if you wanted to see what's going on in the chat, then you can follow along with that. And I'm about to press play in just a few moments. Going to let people that are coming on in to give a chance to, get it to 0 and get the Star Wars Holiday Special all set up if they're going to watch. I highly doubt anybody's going to actually click and watch the Holiday Special with us. To be honest, I don't think they'll subject themselves to torture.
I'm just putting it up on Twitter, so anyone out there who also wants to inflict this on themselves,
I'll
say, watch now.
I didn't put that in the title yet, so people walking on in don't know what they're getting into at the moment. With it, I'm just going to put in the chat, a Holiday Special stream.
There we go, tweeting that now. Chill stream with Banditincorporated. Yeah, I like that. Nice.
Yep,
so yes, while you're doing that, I'll just entertain our viewers. So yes, it has been an interesting day. I finally, after many years of clawing and scratching in the YouTube community, and by clawing and scratching, I mean just sort of casually making a video when I feel like it and when I'm lazy not, but finally hit 100K subscribers, and it feels a little weird. It feels a little weird.
Hey, man. Hey, now that you reached 100K, you're just going to keep on going up and up, man.
Yeah, or up and then kind of stagnate, and then up and then stagnate, maybe down a bit and then up. And that seems to be the way the YouTube game goes.
I don't know. Geeks and Gamers, EVS, and World Class Bullshitters all reached 100K recently also, and they are at like 130, 110, 105. Like they just reached them recently, and they have skyrocketed up even more, like even faster than how they got to 100K. So I feel like the same will happen with you too, especially with your style of videos.
Yeah. I mean, those guys, like, no one had even heard of those channels like a year ago, and now they're at 100K. So I'm a little jealous, but good for them. Good for them. I watch all their channels. I love those guys.
I know you'll catch on to at some point, man. That's like with being more in the community, I suppose, with it. Not as many people mention your name, and I'm like, really? You didn't see any of his prequel things or anything to at least get started, and then the other stuff. I love your, would this character survive in this other universe type of series? That's awesome. That's the exact type of thinking that I would do. It's
thanks, man. Yeah,
would Thanos survive in Star Wars?
Yeah, thanks, man. I'm trying to push those out because I'm like, it's weird because like with YouTube, it's like whenever you come.
Oh no, you beep booped out. Oh no. This is unfortunately a common thing that happens with Bandit, unfortunately, is that his internet connection doesn't always hold true. But oh no. So that's all right. Yeah, if you're still talking, Bandit, I don't quite hear you at the moment because, yeah, you kind of beat booped out there for a moment. But let me see if I can do something. I don't really think there's anything I can do to help it. You still there, Bandit? They got him, guys. He reached 100K and they tried to take him out. Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. I have a few buddies in the chat real quick. I'm going to see if one of them wants to come in here.
Sure.
All right, now I hear you. Now I hear you. You cut out for like a good full minute.
Yeah, I was in the middle of my motivational speech and it just cut out. But that's my curse.
Like,
I did warn you that would happen. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes,
that's all good. I'm inviting maybe one more person in here, Sith Kryptonian or Black Angus reviews, to see if they want to come on in case there's that dead space. It's like, okay, there's still a little.
Do you want me to keep talking while we're waiting to fill the dead air?
Yeah, that's good to hear. I'm gonna press play on the thing now. So everybody in the chat, we're about to start a Star Wars Holiday Special watch party. We're not gonna expect to watch the whole thing. We're just having it on for shits and giggles with it, because why not? This you either watch this or Captain Marvel. Pick your torture. That's kidding. I haven't seen it, so I don't know. I haven't seen either. Did you see Captain Marvel?
No.
Yeah, were you going to at all or no?
I will at some point. Like, I
may
or may not.
Theaters.
I may or may not have noticed certain online sites that seem to have Captain Marvel. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not saying anything. Yeah, I plead innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah,
but I'm certainly not going to pay to see it.
See, that's the one thing. A lot of people are like, "Oh, well, how can you judge it if you haven't seen it yet?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but you have to pay to see it." And then as soon as like the numbers are out, they'll go, "Well, it did really well because of this much money it made." Well, yeah, but you could pay to see it and not like it. And I don't know. It's just kind of annoying because you have to see it to judge it properly, and then they'll use how much money it made as to why it's good.
Yeah, and I because I respect women, so I figure Brie Larson doesn't need to have a 36-year-old white dude telling her what didn't work for him about Captain Marvel. So, I respect that. So, I'm just not going to see it.
Yep, let's just eliminate that option altogether.
Yeah, that's right.
All the way.
Okay, so I'm all set to hit play.
Okay, yep, go ahead. Yeah, let's just press play on the Star Wars Holiday Special.
You want to give us a countdown so we all sync up?
All right, yeah. So press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Play.
Blam. All right.
Now, for those who don't know, because it's surprising how many people don't know about the Star Wars Holiday Special, but this is a made-for-TV Star Wars movie that came out in between the release of A New Hope, but before Empire Strikes Back. And George Lucas has famously says he tries to pretend like he had nothing to do with this, but it's got his grubby little fingerprints all over it. You'll see as we watch through it. There's quite a few things in this that are rather reminiscent of a Phantom Menace. So that's why I think he did have a lot to do with it, but he didn't want to admit it. But he has famously said if he could track down every last copy of this and smash it with a hammer, he would.
Which I don't blame him. And if this came out before A New Hope, then I'd be like, okay, that's fine, because then he improves. But this came out after A New Hope. So it's like, oh, what were you doing, man? What was this?
Amazingly, this actually is like, well, first of all, the reason that, because he wants to erase it from history, is the reason why sort of bootlegged copies that exist just on YouTube here is the best place to find them, because you can't find them anywhere else. Like you're not going to be able to buy a legit DVD of it. But this is actually the first place where we ever see Boba Fett.
I know.
And he's in cartoon form.
Well, wait, is it here or was it like in a mascot parade? I think they showed the mascot of Boba Fett before he was on screen, I think.
Was he?
I think World Class Bullshitters or Black Angus Reviews did something like that, where they showed the first actual image or appearance of him before anything. It was either a holiday special or a parade or something.
Well, it's possible the design of him was floating around for a while, because I think the original idea for Boba Fett was he was supposed to be like a stormtrooper special forces, which is why Boba Fett's armor does kind of look like a stormtrooper armor, just sort of different color coded. So it's possible that idea was floating around. So he could have been a mascot before.
Yeah.
And, what's going on, guys?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Sorry, I was bumping the dock when you sent the invite, and I was trying to get some paperwork straightened out. So,
No, it's all good. IronWolf.
What? Bumping the docks? What's that mean?
He's a truck driver.
Oh, I thought that was a metaphor for taking a dump.
No, I was actually literally backing into a dock, though. More like slamming a piano down the stairs was more like it. I hit that dock hard. I thought I was a little farther away than I thought. Next thing I know, whack! I'm like, Jesus!
Man, you're a truck driver. That's pretty awesome. You're like Elvis Presley. He was a truck driver.
Yeah, well, I just drive around Indiana a little bit. I'm in Kentucky right now, but just on like the very northern edge, right outside of Louisville.
What kind of stuff do you haul? Is that the word?
Oh yeah, that's correct. No, it's a contracted job, so I haul corrugated cardboard, basically cardboard boxes.
Nice. That's pretty good, because it's a good thing it's not livestock, because I remember one time I was driving across country through Australia, and driving through the desert, there's only a few rest areas, and every rest area there's truck after truck after truck, and almost all of them have cattle. So if you want to pull into a rest area, you have all night to just enjoy just meh, 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 and you're like,
I've parked next to a couple of cattle haulers. It was not a fun night.
Yeah. That's right. Cardboard is very silent cargo. That's the way to go.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I drive a day cab, so I go home every night. There
was Boba Fett. Did you see him, Rookie Critic?
Yeah. On screen. Like he had a rifle or something.
That's talking Boba Fett in Mandalorian. You guys came to the right person.
Well, what we're actually doing is we're having it run in the background, the Star Wars Holiday Special. Just something in the background, you know.
Oh God, that holiday special was so bad.
Wolf, I never actually watched the holiday special, Wolf. Would you be surprised?
I know. No, when I heard that, I was like, we have to watch it.
Up until probably a couple of years ago, I'd never seen it, but
yeah,
it's one of those bads that it's so laughably bad you let it slide. Unlike certain other movies we will not talk about.
Yeah. So Rookie Critic, you'll see at this point in the movie, we're now in Chewbacca's family house, because the plot of this. The plot of this movie is Han Solo is trying to get Chewie back to his house in time for Life Day, which is Wookiee Christmas, I suppose. And that is Chewbacca's...
Actually, Bandit, just to let you know, that's actually not Wookiee Christmas. That's the Galaxy Christmas. Life Day is a galaxy-spanning thing.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That was very insensitive of me.
but I apologize
on behalf of all. I apologize on behalf to all the Wookiees out there. Wookiee lives matter.
But Bandit in Star Wars: The Old Republic, to celebrate Christmas time in Star Wars: The Old Republic, it's Life Day.
Yeah, that's right. Now you'll see, Rookie Critic. There's the little Wookiee running around. That's Chewbacca's son. Didn't know he had a son. Neither did he. But here is his son.
I thought they implied that was his nephew or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But no, it says at the opening credits, like, this character is Chewbacca's son. And you're like, what?
That doesn't make any sense. He's not dead.
Yeah, and that's his wife wearing the apron there.
Yeah, but the thing is, the funny part is Chewbacca's family actually made it into the EU.
Did they? Really?
Yeah, he actually had I don't think it was exactly, but the wife's name did make it over, and he had I can't remember his son's exact name, but it shortened down, it was Stumpy.
I thought it was Lobaka or something. He had like a nephew.
Lobaka's his nephew.
Yeah.
No, but he did actually have a son named What's up, Angus? But no.
Yeah, do you remember Angus, Bandit?
Yeah, I remember Angus. How's it going, man?
Yeah, but the Black Fleet Crisis, you actually meet Chewbacca's son. Because Han gets captured, And for the coming of age for Chewbacca was actually at home for his son coming of age, found out Han was in trouble, and basically goes, yeah, I got to uphold my life, Dad. I got to go. And his son goes, well, I'm going with you. And through saving Han, Chewbacca's son does this heroic moment and actually earns the right to take his own name.
Wow. So does Chewbacca's son, because I know Chewie, doesn't he die in the expanded universe? So
yes,
does Chewbacca's son, does his son take Chewie's place alongside Han after Chewie dies?
No. First, it's a shady character who's a member of the Ren. I cannot remember his name for the life of me. Takes over for a few books, but then it's eventually Leia who kind of takes over the seat. In fact, Han makes a joke, yeah, we probably should get rid of that Wookiee-sized chair and get you a human-sized one. Kind of the concession of, yeah, Chewie's not coming back and someone has to take the other seat. And it pretty much ends up being Leia.
Oh, Han, that is so pathetic. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh.
Yep.
You went from being the playboy of the galaxy to Mr. Married Man. Shame.
Oh, it's funny. Oh, and if you want some other EU lore, they in the very, very far expanded down the line, they end up carting around their granddaughter, who is the daughter of Jason Solo and the one who's the princess of the Hapes Consortium. Never remember her name for the life of me.
Tenel Ka or something?
Yes, Tenel Ka. Thank you. Yeah. Basically, Tenel Ka's daughter, Alana, basically has all these death threats. So they fake her death, and then basically, yeah, she's a war orphan, but in reality, it's your granddaughter. Please take care of her.
This is so weird.
Now, let me tell you, rookie critic. Now, you'll notice that all the conversation here is happening in Wookiee with no subtitles. That is not a mistake of this being on YouTube. This is how it appeared on TV. So just imagine, right? Just imagine you're a kid. You're in the late 80s. You've just seen Star Wars in the movies. You're all hyped up. And then they announce there's going to be a Star Wars movie and you're so excited. And you're sitting there by the TV with all your toys and you're so psyched. And it's half an hour of just growling at each other.
Well,
just imagine that.
The growling's one thing.
Hold
on, real quick, Wolf. So, the growling's one thing, but the living room is what's got me so weird because it just looks like they're in somebody's living room.
Yeah,
the carpet, and they got the bookshelf kind of. It's like, well, you're just in like a normal house.
We haven't even got to the Wookiee pornography yet. I mean, that's the best part.
but Bandit.
Spoiler. Sorry.
Here's the one thing: the Christmas special. It's a toss-up between the Christmas specials and the Ewok movies, of which were worse. Some of those Ewok movies were flatly terrible.
I actually saw some of the Ewok ones, and they were at least a little entertaining, as weird as they were. You go, oh, that's weird, but okay, it's not.
I mean, one of the kids that got to play like the older brother was basically a Luke Skywalker knockoff in a Star Wars movie. I mean, he was basically supposed to be a younger Luke Skywalker, and you could tell, and it was just like, oh, this does not work.
Hey, Geoff, let me ask you, since you know more of the EU and the sort of Chewie's family and all that, so he's got a wife, he's got a son, but he's off gallivanting around with Han all that much. In the EU, is he a deadbeat father?
No.
Because I can't imagine he'd be there for a kid all that much.
No, the only reason his family tolerates it is because the life debt. Now, in the EU, Han literally saved Chewbacca and his entire family from being slaves, from being beaten. So when Chewbacca swears the life debt, his wife is totally okay with it.
That's kind of clever, actually. I can't remember if they did that in the Solo movie.
No.
They saved Chewbacca, but Chewbacca really doesn't have a family. How they handle it in Solo, I mean, it was kind of funny, but on the same time, it's like, that's just a shitty cop-out.
Yeah, my idea, I remember I was on, I think, Sith stream on the Senate, and I think in like 5 minutes I came up with a better plot to introduce Chewie and make him, because it's set, in between 3 and 4, so it's like, well, how about you have them enslaving the Wookiees for some sort of Imperial project, perhaps the Death Star, And,
Well, that's actually how it was in the original EU.
Anyway,
they were enslaved for a project.
Have Solo be in the military, a dropout from the flight academy or a failure, and then he comes across Chewie, and for some reason he has to choose saving the slave over the Empire, because like it didn't make sense in Solo to have him be a dropout or failure and then be in the army for like 3 years, and he make like no established friends or acquaintances to like have any, like, it's weird that they would do that because you get no sense that he cares about the Empire, but then if he was in the Empire for like 3 years, you would think he would have made some bond, but that would make it hard to kill people.
Well, Angus, actually, in the flight academy, Han was in the flight academy for almost 2 years before he finally got drummed out and sent to the ground pounders.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's even.
But they didn't really show that. Well, the thing is, in the EU, Han made it all the way up to a senior grade lieutenant as a TIE fighter pilot before he finally was forced to make that choice and got drummed out by saving Chewbacca. He was actually court-martialed and dismissed from service in the EU.
I'm waiting for the bit. There's a bit coming up. I can't remember exactly where it is, but there's a few things in this movie that make me believe George Lucas did write it, even though he denies ever having anything to do with it.
He was
wait a
part
sec.
of it.
Wait, here's Luke with his weird smashed up face from the motorbike accident.
Poor Hamill. I heard about this big time.
Yeah, because he was riding his motorbike. Mark Hamill fell off, landed on his face, had to have his face surgically reconstructed. But look at his face. It hasn't healed. That's why he looks so weird here.
Oh yeah, he got totally fucked up.
That's
why
I'm trying to understand being a director and a writer on this project and the set design. I'm trying to imagine that process of, are we really doing Star Wars, or is this, who are you? Are you George Lucas, or are you an imposter? Like, who are you?
But the thing is, like, this little short video was filmed not long before they started in on Empire.
Yeah.
I mean, this was like weeks before they started filming Empire. That's why they wrote in Luke getting his face all fucked up by the Wampa in Empire Strikes Back, because that wasn't him doing really much makeup. That was still some of his scarring when he got all jacked up.
I never knew that, so that's why they have the Wampa hit him in the face.
Yeah, they had Wampas attacking the base, and so I don't know if that was before or after.
Oh, now that was supposed to be kind of around during the same time. There was actually supposed to be like a massive Wampa attack on the Rebel base that got cut.
Yeah, that was in a deleted scene. That was in a deleted scene, I think.
Oh yeah, it was. And considering how bad the bodysuit was for that Wampa and all of it, I'm glad it got cut, because it would have made no sense and it would have looked fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you see the original footage of that behind the scenes stuff, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm really glad this got cut out, because it looks so bad.
Well, I think that was because they didn't make it into the final stuff. It was just like, maybe we'll put this in here, and then like, no, let's just not do it. With
like
some deleted scenes, they don't put all the extra effects to it or anything.
Yeah, Gary Kurtz, I think his name is, the producer. Yeah, he took one look at that and was like, no. George, great idea, bad execution.
So Geoff and Angus, if you guys want to follow along with us with the thing, you just search for Star Wars Holiday Special on YouTube, and we're just about to pass 16 minutes. So if either of you do want to sync up,
I don't want to sync up.
No, I've seen enough clips. I've seen the Itchy or whatever looking at the porn or whatever in the living room.
Oh yeah,
with the TV on Kashyyyk.
He has a Wookiee king.
You are excited, aren't you?
Oh my gosh!
What device? Just hear Rookie's reactions.
What device is this? What the heck?
It's like, you see that scene. It's like, how the hell did this make it into a Star Wars special?
No, I'm looking at what we're looking at right now, and it says in English, "Stand by, connect, trading post Wookiee." Like, what the? Oh my gosh!
Wookiee Sea Planet.
I'm like, would this be in a Wookiee language? No, it's not, I guess, but whatever.
man.
This guy. I remember this guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ben. I forgot to mention, or I think I briefly mentioned it on the last stream that I was on with you with. You know your Star Wars how you would do it, and you like have the cutouts and put in effects and like music and whatnot.
And terrible voice acting. Yeah, I remember.
Well, yeah, well, until the third one when you got Bercy and the other people into it. But
yeah, that's the only one I'm not horrendously embarrassed with. But
oh, Bandit, let me ask you this. Did you see Harrison Ford's interview about this and how much he just got so angry about it? Like, he did not want to do this short. He did not.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. I mean, he barely even wanted to do Return of the Jedi. Could you imagine how much he didn't want to do this?
He didn't want to do Empire. In fact, he tried to convince George Lucas to have, when they put him in the Carbonite, that Han Solo just died, and that's it.
Yeah, what's funny is that he accepted Return of the Jedi after he did the holiday special. Like,
but the thing is, Harrison Ford, he just wanted to do Star Wars and then be done. Now, like Indiana Jones, oh yeah, he loved coming back to play Indy every time. And it's like when they have to come back for Temple of Doom, he's like, oh, I'm all in.
That's why I keep coming back for it.
That doesn't make sense to me. That because like I feel that they're kind of hand in hand. That they're almost. He liked the story.
Well, the thing is, with Star Wars, he was part of ensemble cast. In Indiana Jones, he was the principal. There really was no one else.
I guess, but I don't. Well, Bandit. You know, it's funny too because I just now like with them putting them on Netflix. I just watched 3 and 4 I've watched Indiana Jones for the first time in the last like 3 or 4 months. I've watched the whole series. Never growing up with it, and so I'm like, wow, I really like this. And I watched 4. I don't know how you feel about 4, but I actually don't mind it. I really hate the exposition with the
4
John
was
Hurt's
a bridge.
Character.
4 was a bridge too far.
Well, I don't know why you would make 5 after you make 4, because 4 is like, hey, let's go full Doctor Who with this series. How can you top that?
I'm sorry. 3, the Last Crusade is my favorite out of the series. Him and Sean Connery were magic. As father and son, even though there's only about a decade between them. But still, just having Sean Connery play off Harrison Ford and Sean Connery do something that he normally doesn't do, the absent-minded, completely not physical professor, was priceless.
From the back, this looks like Darth Helmet is talking to a handyman. I couldn't tell who is he talking to. Oh, when did it? What's his face walk onto the screen?
But
Ben, I was going to ask you. So, when you did your project, though, did you have anybody else help out with the editing with it, or did you do all the editing for how you do the prequels project?
You mean the audio editing, or
no, like the visual editing?
Yeah, well, pretty much all of that was me. Because normally the way I go about it is like I write the script and then I record it and then I edit the audio and then I just sort of animate around the audio.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. That's what I plan on doing a project just like that. I'm going to do how I would do the Force Awakens. It's not how the Force Awakens should be like yours. Mine's going to be how I would do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to restrict myself to keeping a lot of the main characters in it still and some of the locations and still going to be 30 years ahead. First Order is still going to be there and whatnot, but I'm going to change the history between episode 6 and 7 so that I can make the characters a little different. So I'll keep the characters' names, but I'll change them except for Ben, because Ben makes no sense. It doesn't. There's no logical reason for them to name their kid Ben at all.
Yeah,
awful.
Because that was his fake name. That wasn't his real name.
Yeah,
I mean, I could understand Anakin, something like that, because one of the kids
I'm gonna go with
was
Jason.
Anakin or Jason. I mean, because Jason's a Corellian name.
Yeah, but so I'm just going with that. But I'm gonna try to do a visual presentation, kind of like how you did, with cutouts and make the images move. I learned how to do that in my editor, how to make like plain images move, and I just learned how to crop an image so that there's no background, so that you can just have it as a cutout. I just learned how to do that. So, and I do have access to stock effects and a bunch of sound effects and stuff. And a lot of people in the community. So what I do, Bandit, quite often is I do a lot of community projects. Like
he's going to be helping me with my project, which, Rookie, I still have to record a certain segment that I need you to animate for me. I mean, it shouldn't be very hard. Basically, I just want you to take, my Assassin's Creed sword, right? I just want you to make the blade slightly glow. Where you can still see the blade, but just have like a light white glow around it.
Yeah, I can
so, By the way, for our viewers who are following along with Star Wars Holiday Special, yes, that is a cross-dressing alien with 4 arms doing a cooking show. You are not going insane.
And the Wookiee is watching the show and trying to do it in their Wookiee kitchen. Yes.
Yes. That insane shit
TV,
happens.
on TV.
It's just, and it's like, how what? It's like when you're watching, it's like, how in the name of hell did this make it on the 1980s ABC network?
And it's like you're watching it and you're like, okay, they just wanted a quick, funny clip of like the Wookiee trying to cook this food. Okay, we can cut away now. And it just keeps going and going and going and going. And you're like, what the hell is going? Why are we still watching this?
Hey,
for like 5
what
minutes.
would have been funny is there's like that famous, I think she was English, from like the 80s. She had like a cooking show, and I wish I could remember her name, but they always showed her reruns like PBS or something when I was a kid. It'd be funny if they like had her or someone like her voice the
alien
kitchen.
The cook here looks like an aged, deformed Power Ranger based on the costume.
Rookie, it's such a shame you don't have audio on your side to hear because you're missing the greatest song.
They're like dancing to the stirring. I don't want to hear this.
Would you like me to sing it for you? I'd be more than happy.
No, thank you.
Stir, whip, whip, stir.
Oh my god!
What? I'm not exaggerating either.
Oh my god!
Oh god, Rookie, you got a great soundbite now. You can make that your phone update or something.
Whip,
like,
whip, stir.
Oh, hey, Rookie, speaking of projects, that project I asked you to do, did you get that image from Flipp?
Yeah.
And how's that thing coming along?
I still need to do your intro. I just finished all the other projects I was doing, so I can do that this weekend. I can do that this weekend for you.
You're a man, because I'm going to start filming some of the segments for my... Bandit, if you don't know, I'm actually doing something for the Fandom Collective channel where I'm going to, pretty much every week that I'm going to upload, I'm going to do every single lightsaber form, 1 through 7.
Really? I'd like to see that, actually.
Yeah. And
I put different lightsaber styles. I don't know what they are, though.
I put a link to our combined YouTube channel in our group chat here for you. There's 5 of us: Flipp Doubt, Sith Kryptonian, Black Angus Reviews, Geoff TheIronWolf, and I formed a channel called the Fandom Collective, and we're all going to post our different stuff on there and whatnot. I put that link in the chat for you, so we'll have different flavors of 5 different channels on one place. So
Not only that,
sounds good, man. I'll be up for that.
And you'll be our 100th subscriber if you subscribe to it. So to that one.
Well, also, Rick, you're forgetting. If he wants to be seen by a bigger audience, he can send us a video and we have to add our little stuff to it. But we can help him grow.
Yeah, true. Yeah, or one of our goals, like we like to help out little channels. Like even though we're small too, we like to give other ones a chance to get it.
Well, we can't really say Sith Kryptonian small anymore because he's over 2,500 subscribers now.
Well, yeah, but still, meaning like we own the channel, but we can post some people's videos on our channel so they can get seen by other people. So
to quote David in Prometheus. Big things have small beginnings, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I love Prometheus.
Yes. And you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but Bandit just joined the 100K club today, or last night.
100K! Yeah. I want that silver play button. I really do.
From what I hear, you have to order it and make a thing, and it's not just here you go. It's okay. Now you got to ask for it, beg,
and then you got to wait for it to get
I'll be right back in a minute. I got to go double check see if they're done. So I'll be back in a minute.
That's fine.
All right, cool.
I was going to ask.
I hope he's not away long because I was going to ask him a question about Mace Windu's lightsaber style since he knows that stuff.
No, it's cool. I was actually going to ask you. We do. We try to do streams together sometimes with all 5 of us, and if you want to be a guest sometime to that too, That'd be awesome. We talk a lot of Star Wars stuff. We all have different aspects of knowledge here in the pop culture.
Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, I'd love that.
Oh, I know what I was going to ask you, Bandit. I haven't had a chance to really check because I was doing a couple of videos today, but did you go see Captain Tomato?
No, I didn't see, as one of my commenters very creatively described it, I didn't see Crapton Marvel. Oh!
People in the chat are saying congratulations, Bandit. The Lone Wolf Cub, right? Kitty, Teeth, Fandom Grove, General Katarn, they're all saying congrats on 100K.
Oh, thanks so much, guys. Yeah. Actually, I should have the live chat open. I don't. Let me pull it up.
Hello, how are the Founding Fathers doing?
Doing good, man. This is General Katarn, Bandit.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Very, very well.
We're punishing ourselves with Star Wars: The Holiday Special. we've got that running in the background while we're talking. So if you hear us,
the handyman's in the Wookiee's house again. Okay, he looks like he literally just came from Walmart or something. And he's like, okay, now I'm going to go to the Wookiees and go see what's up with their TV antenna or their porn computer. Is that what they're doing now? In a sec. I can't hear their words, and they're all speaking Wookiee anyways.
Wait, so this came out in like Christmas '79, correct?
Yeah, I think maybe.
And then Empire came out in May of 1980. So think about that. You saw Star Wars in '77. They re-released it, I think, multiple times leading up to it. A lot of hype, and then you see this shit. And it's like, do I want to see Empire? Like
it's like the Captain Marvel of the Star Wars universe. Oh no, that makes no sense. Sorry.
Nope. I don't see much wham and power in this one.
But what a misstep, honestly. You think about like building up hype, and it's like they really thought they could just throw crap out a window and like, oh yeah, people come. Like, it's funny.
$50.
It definitely feels like some sort of like committee think type of like, hey, let's just throw something together and hey, let's make Star Wars and like Christmas. That'll work.
Yeah,
he's literally opening a Christmas present right now.
Yeah, this was just a big cash grab to cash in on Christmas in Star Wars, and it failed miserably.
Hey Geoff, I was going to ask you before. So you know how you talk about the different lightsaber styles?
Yeah,
because I heard somewhere that Mace Windu's lightsaber style is a style where he taps a little bit into the dark side, which is part of the reason why he was able to beat Palpatine in Revenge of the Sith.
That's a nuanced thing, but for the most part, yes. And I will cover Vapad, but that's going to be weeks down the line because we rotate the channel that we own. Like one guy gets it for 1 week. Another guy gets it for another week. We all post, so I'm going to be doing this like basically once a month, where I do this. But the thing is, his form, like Mace Windu's form, is a variant of another form.
Yeah.
What's going on now with this?
And the thing is, I'm thinking like when like one form has like 3 or 4 different variants, that I might break that up into like separate videos because some of those variants get really intricate.
I have no idea what's going on screen right now. There's just spinning lights. I don't get it.
Rookie, I gotta ask, how did you come to do a watch party of the holiday special?
Well, I didn't really know what we were going to do today because it's been a little difficult to arrange an exact time where Bandit and I are both free to be able to stream at the same time. But we figured it out now. We had a 10-hour time difference. People are swimming in the water or something now. Okay.
Hey, Bandit, where are you at? Exactly.
Hey, Jack Birchall's in the comments. Hey, Jack. How's it going, man? Sorry.
Hey, Bandit, where are you from right now?
I'm from Australia.
Oh,
you mean right now?
He's in Greece at the moment, I think.
Oh, you're in Greece, but you're from Australia. Well, that's a hell of a
thing.
Wait,
dox me, Rookie Critic. Gee.
Looking at
the Greece phone book and look up Banditincorporated. There you go.
That'd be funny if you get that in the phone book.
No, but Bandit, I've actually, technically I haven't been to Australia, but I've been to the Great Barrier Reef because because I am a United States Marine. We were going to land in Lansdowne, and then our weather guy's like,
Really?
yeah, we don't
No,
want
that's
to
all-
do that. There's a Category 5 typhoon coming down, so we need to leave. 3 days later,
Yeah.
Lansdowne gets wasted by a hurricane.
So wait, can I ask Ben?
I was
Yeah.
so
You
mad.
Are you in Greece right now? Because I'm just I'm curious. Like the country.
Maybe he's in Europe. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know.
Well, I'm overseas right now.
Ah, come
Right.
on.
Look, the thing is that if you're talking about Greece, it's a funny fact because I'm currently living in Africa, but I am born and raised in Greece. I'm going back actually 1 week from now. I'm flying back home, and it's
Really?
interesting you should say that. Yeah,
Huh.
it is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
I love this
I
country.
talked to.
I don't want to say what I'm doing overseas.
Everybody, with the people that I talk to on here, like we got people in Germany and Britain, Norway, Australia. I got quite a few in Australia, oddly, currently in
A
Australia.
couple guys in Japan. I've
Japan.
talked to
Yeah,
guys in Russia.
yeah. But the lone wolf cub in the chat right now. He's like, I did some Australian directors retrospective in my last reviews. George Miller, he's talking to you. Yeah, the lone wolf cub in the chat. Everybody in the chat right now, Bandit has a YouTube channel, I think, and they all do pretty
Really?
well.
Awesome.
Except for Sexual
Yeah, I
Harassment
recognize
Panda.
some of these names.
I don't think Sexual Harassment Panda does, but everyone else does.
I remember that South Park episode with Sexual Harassment Panda.
he's our chat guy, yep. And yeah, our community is pretty awesome with all this. It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Do you remember
Are
Proper
we
Jeremy?
already? Hang on, with the holiday special, are we in the Wookiee porn yet?
I think so. There's a chick with purple hair singing, I said.
Oh, did I miss the Wookiee porn bit? She's already singing. No.
Yeah, well, remember that?
Did I miss
They're swimming in water. They're swimming in the water a minute ago, and
We have this great new technology for porn.
Actually, I don't think this is it. It doesn't. I think maybe she just has two singing bits in it. Well, anyway,
she's just singing to nothing at the moment because they're not showing any reverse shots. I don't even know. God, this is so weird.
I still
proper
can't
Jeremy
believe
in the
they
chat,
put.
We are watching holiday special.
Oh God, proper Jeremy showed up. Oh God. Alert!
It's funny because they've met before.
Yeah,
I've talked to proper
spoke to
Jeremy
Proper
plenty
Jeremy
of
too.
times. I just love pulling his chain.
No, I know, but Bandit and Proper have met before. But
yeah, on the world class stream.
yeah.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, Angus, I have some bad news because I know you wanted to boycott a certain movie, but considering I have the Cinema Blend where I can go watch 3 movies a week and I pay $20 a month, I'm probably going to bite the bullet and go see it just so I can do a nasty review of it.
Hey, Bandit. Speaking of Captain Tomato, so you know how they have the Captain Marvel challenge?
No, what's that?
Okay, so they did this for Black Panther, but the difference is the cast and crew weren't pushing it because this. Okay, so what it is it's like, hey, help send underprivileged girls to go see Captain Marvel. If like they're underprivileged, you assume they may not have the best clothes, or maybe they don't get fed completely, or whatever. They probably get free lunches at school, but are still impoverished at home or something. But no, it's important that we send poor girls to see this movie for 2 hours that pads the box office for Brie Larson, who donated some herself to her own charity to pay for her movie. So, weird shit like that. And so...
but hey, look, smart marketing, though. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for Black Panther.
I was clowning Drunk 3PO. He's one of our... friends from Sith Kryptonian Senate streams, and he was talking about the boycott Captain Marvel initiative and the Alita challenge. He's like, am I gonna go see it? He's like, no. He's like, it's because I'm broke. He's like, if you want me to go see this, here's my PayPal link, send me $50. And so I actually rallied people around like, hey, let's fund Drunk 3PO so he has to go see this movie. And then I kind of weaponized him like, hey, you know what? Drunk has this charity for his mission work in El Salvador for an orphanage. So let's incentivize people. It's like, hey, let's fund Drunk 3PO, and then everything excess will go to his charity. And so we got him like in total like $220 on a stream that was just set up like 4 hours beforehand. So funny shit, and yeah, you should check that out. But yeah, we're going to make Drunk go see that movie, and I can't wait to see his feedback for it. He's going to do this whole like event type of video for us. So you should definitely sub to Drunk
Angus.
3PO.
Angus, did you see Midnight's Edge got a copyright strike? It only had the name Captain Marvel across the screen, and I can't remember which guy it was who actually went and saw it and was giving his review, and Marvel tried to copyright strike for it. I was like, what?
Is that why he got striked? Just because it had Captain Marvel in the stream?
I guess, but
he was going into spoiler territory. That's the thing.
But the thing is, it was already the premiere, and the walls had been dropped. So
yeah, they lifted the embargo, the review embargo.
Yeah, they lifted it and they fought it, so they got it removed. But still, Midnight's Edge got a copyright strike from Marvel, and I was like, "Oh my god, are you guys freaking crazy?" But just about every single review I've seen so far has been from cringe to just pure trash, is what they're saying about the movie. As I said, Proper Jeremy, I'm going to go see it because, like I said, I have the cinema pack where I pay $20 a month and I can go see 3 movies a week. So I'm like, hell, they're not going to get any money off me anyways. I'll go see it and see what it's really about.
Mind you, live streams do seem to be kind of weird. Like, I mean, like a lot of my live streams, it comes up with, after I make them, you can't monetize it right away because it's like, we're not sure if this is safe for kids. So you have to do the review and wait for the review to go through and all this. So I don't know. It could have been something like that happened with him.
That's weird.
Could have just been bad luck. Playing devil's advocate, but conspiracy, coincidence.
But just about every single review I've seen about this movie, whether it's or it's spoiler free and then goes into spoiler territory, stays away from spoilers, everybody is just like, "Oh, this movie's so bad." It's so bad. And I'm like, oh, God, this is going to hurt, but I'm going to go do it just so I can put my own 2 cents in.
Right. Yeah. That's the same here. And I'm pissed because somebody spoiled a particular moment that I won't repeat, but it was a moment that I would have walked out of the theater.
Wait,
now that I see it coming, it's like, ugh.
Well, the thing is, for me, you can spoil the hell out of a movie for me. I'll still go see it because I want to see it on the screen actually happen.
Oh,
that's true.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Got poor Harrison Ford in this scene. It looks like they're in a dark room with a little light shining through the cockpit of the Falcon. Oh my God.
What's the time?
Harrison Ford looks.
We're at like just about at 40 minutes.
40.
Yeah, Harrison Ford throughout the entirety of it just looks like, I do not want to be here. I don't want to be doing this.
God, the close-up on the Wookiees' faces are freaky.
The first couple of TIE Fighter battles that they went through used some of the exact same footage from A New Hope.
I know.
They replay it like 3 times,
and pretty much all the shots of Darth Vader as well.
God. That's one of the biggest tropes. Like if you ever watch a series like Gundam, where the first time you ever see this kind of fight, they have all new footage, and every time they have the fight against the same kind of stuff, it's all recycled stock footage. And it's just like, you guys literally couldn't take 5 minutes to do a couple of different shots, besides different mobile suits fighting where you need new shots. But other than that, Gundam Seed Destiny was notorious for this. Every time we need to protagonist to go up and blow up 30 mobile suits.
Shout out in the comment section to Sam Heinrich. Hello, Sam. How are you? He's
Heinrich.
Yep. And the Mar motorbiker is that? Yep. Bandit, longtime fan and subscriber here. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and the original Bandit. If you didn't notice, the original Battlestar Galactica from '79 was notorious for recycling footage.
Really? Power Rangers too, I think, did the same thing.
Yep.
Oh, Power Rangers, Airwolf, Knight Rider, they all loved recycled footage.
Guys, sorry
have we
if you can
got
actually hear
the part because For anyone in the chat who hasn't figured it out yet, we're watching on YouTube the Star Wars Holiday Special in the background as we're watching this. So occasionally we'll cut back to Star Wars Holiday Special.
Right now, the handyman is talking to an Imperial officer.
Yes. I don't know. I think I might have missed it, but there's a point at which the Empire decides to blockade Chewie's planet. And I thought, oh, blockade, just like Phantom Menace, which George Lucas himself wrote. That I submit as Exhibit A in why I think George Lucas definitely did write this, even though he tries to say he had nothing to do with it. What are the odds of both of them having a blockade when that's such a big part of Phantom Menace and such a big part of this? And there's other coincidences too. Hopefully I'll remember them as we go past them.
Phantom Menace, a movie that was just supposed to start a story that was just like, well, we don't know what to do here, so we're just going to do some really cool shit and hope it works.
Yep. What were you going to say, Katarn?
I wanted to say that if you guys are listening to any weird sounds in the background, I'm actually mixing some lightsaber effects for my new project, so I'm apologizing in advance.
It's all good.
Yeah,
you want to tell Bandit what you do? Because you do you make your lightsabers and stuff.
Bandit, by the way, I'm a huge fan of your work, and congratulations on 1K subs. I'm General Katarn,
100K.
100K. Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just a noob that just broke.
I actually heard your lightsaber sound effects earlier in the conversation, and ironically, it was a lightsaber extending right after I said Wookiee porn. I don't know if you noticed that, but as soon as I said, "Where's the Wookiee porn?" I heard this zero. I was like, I don't know if that's a coincidence.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Yeah, I actually have a huge thing for Wookiees, you know. But anyway, I make.
Thing. The stormtroopers look so weird holding the gun. Why is he holding it so bizarre? He's like holding the thing and just holding it outward. Like he's like, "Is this how you hold a gun? Is this how you hold it?"
Hey, you really want to see how to hold a weapon? Go watch the deleted scene of Michael Burnham holding the phaser the wrong way in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, I've heard.
I looked right back at the holiday special, and he's holding the thing to his face. It never ends.
Wait, is he
ends the innuendos.
Is he pulling out another television?
Oh my god!
Oh my
I think this is a Jefferson airplane or whatever. Oh, those poor folks.
It's General. What is it? General Car. What was the name?
Katarn. Katarn.
General Katarn,
Yeah.
but I cut you off before you were telling us about your lightsaber stuff. So sorry, please continue.
It's okay. I basically, make lightsaber commissions and I build them, just like you've seen in. I'm sure you've all seen someone to make lightsabers customs, with the hilts and the blades and the sound effects and everything. And I kind of got into this 2 years ago, and I have a video series on making Luke Skywalker's Empire Strikes Back lightsaber. Really? And yeah, and
how much
right now
you sell them for?
Well, right now I haven't quite decided, a price. It depends on the saber and it depends on the specs. You see, if you want to, or anyone wants to come and say, "Hey, Katarn, I want you to make me a lightsaber," and I'll be like, "Okay, what do you want?" And I'm going to be fair. I'm going to tell them, "Okay, look, this is where I get it. This is how much it costs. I'm not going to try and rip anyone off because it is an expensive hobby, but I also want it to be affordable for the collector because I believe that everyone deserves a chance to own a good lightsaber prop."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should try to make one for the YouTuber Shadiversity because he reviews swords and stuff and he loves.
Oh, I
Star
love
Wars.
Shadiversity.
Oh, he's great.
Didn't he do a basically? I don't know if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I am. But basically, he did a video where he was talking about Rey's battle stance, how wrong it was, and I caught that video. Yeah, and it is so retarded. He's so right. I mean, her fighting posture is so wrong that if she had to fight let's say Darth Maul, oh yeah, she would win because this is Disney Star Wars. But anyway.
Well, Katarn also,
Yeah.
and the reason I'm also doing the lightsaber force is because he did that video of, well, how they fight with a lightsaber is so ineffective, and it's like, pump the brakes there, Shad. You don't know the lore behind why they fight the way they do.
Hold on. Are they playing a rock band in a Star
Yeah,
Wars?
how? I don't know what this is. Are they watching this on TV or is it a hologram?
I think they had the space. I think they had the Spaceballs helmet guy sit down and watch a box that the handyman took out.
That glowing microphone is looking very phallic too.
See, so I'm looking. I'm trying to think about the writers and the set guys. Everybody. Okay, so you guys, we're gonna have the drum set on the Star Wars. What drums and Star Wars, and the guitar guy. Bring the singer and the rock band for the Star Wars clip, right? The Star Wars movie. Really? What?
Like, and they're like, come on, you know what I'm talking about.
There's going to be the scene where he sits down and watches a band. What?
Dude,
in Star Wars.
Think about
so for anyone in the chat who still wants to watch this along with us, we're at about 5-minute mark, something like that, 46
minutes.
Yeah, just skip to that time. We're about there.
Sorry,
guys. Go on.
Think about the what do you call it? The before and after feeling, where it's like you get a casting call for a Star Wars movie, and it's like you got the gig, and you're like thinking you're going to get all the ladies because I'm going to be in Star Wars, and it's like you're in the holiday special, and it's like what the fuck? Yeah.
You'll come to regret that a few years after.
Solo. I'm gonna get laid for sure, and then it's like, oh, never mind.
This feels so uncomfortable. Like they're just in his house, and it's supposed to be Star Wars. Like honestly, this is honestly making me rather watch The Last Jedi. If I'm honest, I don't like The Last Jedi at all. But visually, it doesn't give me a stomach ache.
Bandit. Going back to what I was saying, one thing I saw one in the chat of Bercy where he's talking about how to fight with lightsabers, and he say we should be using it more like a rapier, and because lightsaber. And I'm like, okay, now I've got to do a series explaining why lightsaber combat is the way it is, and this is why I'm doing the series I was telling you about, because Makashi Form 2 is basically what he's referring to. That tells me where Shadversity knows a lot about medieval combat, but he knows probably next to nothing about Star Wars lore and why lightsaber combat came out the way it did.
You should do it in the form of like a response video, because then he might like actually reference it or tweet it or something.
Oh no, I'm gonna reference him and reference some of his videos, especially in the Makashi video where he was talking about fighting with the tip, but because well, if you guys want the lowdown, I can tell you, but I'll pump the brakes on that.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking of these lightsaber forms a long time ago, because I do have a PDF which talks about all of the forms. And, since Geoff talked about it first, I don't want to step on his toes, but Geoff, if you're thinking about any collaboration or anything, I'd be happy to.
Oh, we can collaborate. Like Rookie's doing my intro right now, but if you want to throw some stuff in there, send it to me, and we'll go back and forth, and we can do a collab on this. I have no problem with that.
Awesome. That's great, because I'm really into the forms, and basically what Geoff says, I want to add in on that. He's so right that a lot of people complained about the prequel, saying that there were over the top acrobatic fights, and then the fans as well as the writers built a lore around the fights, and it makes more sense, for example, than in the prequels and in the sequels. And I have this basic theory which explains that the reason why everything was so acrobatic in the prequels was because the knowledge was live in the temple.
Exactly.
Everyone had access to the holocrons. They were taught by thousands of masters. And
exactly. The thing is, the knowledge base was there, and the thing is, you have to remember in 4, 5, and 6, there's only a handful of people who know any kind of lightsaber form. I mean, and like in Empire Strikes Back, when Luke goes to fight Vader, he was only with Yoda for a couple of months max. Yoda didn't really have a lot of time to instruct him in lightsaber combat. Luke was basically doing most of his lightsaber combat on instinct. And you can tell.
And basically, that's what he passed on to Kylo. You can actually see that the lightsaber combat that he's doing is pretty much basic, generic, clunky sword fighting because the knowledge.
Yeah, like you want me to break down Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren is pretty much the basics of Form 1 with a lot of Form 5 thrown in.
Yeah, but it's very clumsy. It's very clumsy because if you see how Anakin parries, for example, in Form 5, he basically manages to recover. So when he goes for a heavy blow, like he did just before he cut Dooku's you could actually see that basically when Dooku tried to take him out of momentum, Anakin kind of bounced back. And then when he clashed the lightsaber, that's when he took his arms off. Now, that's one of the main things about these lightsaber forms. And to add on this, if you like, because I've been studying lightsabers and we can combine them with your series, I could give you a pointer of which lightsaber hilts that we know in the films do fit a certain form. I mean, for example, when you see Obi-Wan's lightsaber, you know in Episode 3 it is Sorisu. It's specifically built for defense.
We just reached the cartoon. We just reached the cartoon part of the special.
Thank
holiday special, and my God,
General Katarn. Not to override this, but are you busy this weekend?
Actually, no, not really.
We need to do a live stream, and we just need to sit down and have just a big discussion about lightsaber forms, hilts, and all this fun stuff.
Yeah, it's actually what I specialize on. That's why I build the hilts, and that's why I'm trying to implement my
I mean, you could tell that Anakin's lightsaber in Revenge of the Sith was built for Form 5.
Hey, real quick, I have to get going. I got to get to work. Thank you, Rookie, for having me on. I didn't really, say anything, but
that's fine. This was a chiller stream, so this is just a chill stream, so it's all good.
Proper, it's always funny to have you in, and I'm actually at work. You can't hear the beeping in the background. It's my truck going, you're too close.
Yeah, I can hear the trucks maybe.
I'm amazed you have Wi-Fi all across the road, It's crazy.
I'm literally doing this through my phone on 4G LTE. Thank God I have unlimited data.
Thank God indeed. Bandit, damn you for the world-class bullshitter stream. Damn you. I thought we were going to watch Star Wars fan films. It did not happen that way.
Yeah, apologies for that. I totally gate crashed that stream. I did apologize to the world class
that's okay.
guy later on. I was like, sorry, man. I was like, I didn't realize you were going to. I didn't realize everyone was waiting to do the Star Wars fan fiction Vader film, and there was me just derailing the entire conversation with this argument that went for way too long.
In my head, I was like, no. I was like, just stop.
I'm like, oh no, this is not going the way we think. It's happening again.
Derail.
Yeah.
Oh no, but anyways, I'm not mad. I was just disappointed.
It's like that gift.
I do
Stay on
apologize.
target.
Oh, you're
Stay
good.
on target. Stay on target. Derailed.
It's all good.
Hold on, there's a dinosaur eating a Y-wing. Tomato soup. And then you just got takes by Boba Fett. Oh, what the hell? But with a fork.
Anyways, I got a jet.
Boba Fett with a big magnet thing.
Later, Proper.
See you,
Proper.
Yep.
Yeah, on the next stream, if we have you on, I'll have Proper on again, and he can explain the origin of the 250 Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers clones that exist on YouTube right now.
and Jeremy Griggs thinks it's the most hilarious thing ever. That's how you know Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers is a good guy, because he does not take that seriously at all. He thinks it's hilarious, where other people would be freaking the fuck out. He's like, I have my own meme army. This is funny.
What the hell?
I can imagine Jeremy orchestrating at the end of V for Vendetta, where everyone's got the Guy Fawkes masks on. Everyone's just got Jeremy masks, and they're just marching towards Disney headquarters or something.
Stuff like that.
Kathleen Kennedy just peeking out from behind the curtain of the window,
Yeah, well, it's like Bandit. You can make your own alternate Jeremy count as well. I have an alternate one called Noob Jeremy. So I'm number 201, the Noob Jeremy.
I should make an alt account and be like Wolf Jeremy with these big old wolf ears.
Yeah. Hold on. No.
Hey,
With the special, are they in tomato soup? Because I don't get what the hell they're doing. I don't have the sound on, and Chewie looks Asian here. Okay, it opens his eyes.
Hey,
I don't know.
It looks like it, doesn't it?
And then Luke is glowing and fell, and Boba shot his scorpion thing at Chewie from Mortal Kombat.
And he's tangled him up. Look at his Wookiee.
And he just undid it for no reason. Okay, I'm so confused.
I actually don't think I've watched this far into it. I think I normally get to this part and then I just skip ahead and see what happens.
It's like they just.
I know Princess Leia sings at the end for a really long time. And I don't think I've actually watched this before.
Wait, wasn't a Golden Girl in this as well?
Yeah, B. Arthur, I think.
Oh yeah, that's at the Star Wars Cantina bit, I think.
Oh man.
You were talking about the Jeremy accounts and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did a parody that got us a lot of attention called Saint Germanus. You should check it out.
Your St. Jeremy video was priceless.
Yep.
I think you'll like it, Bandit.
He presents him like a god. Yeah, we do. It's like we may be small channels, but we do lots of funny stuff too. Like I did a Rotten Tomatoes stop motion skit and like destroy a bunch of the tomatoes that represent Rotten Tomatoes.
It was great.
And like Black Angus does lots of parody type of Ethan Van Sciver style stuff from Comic Artist Pro Secrets. If you watch that, yeah.
Oh, but Black Angus's best stuff had to be with who was it being chased by the cops? John Campia? No, it's Mike Zero.
No, Mike Zero.
Yeah,
Mike Zero being chased by the cops and arrested. Oh, it was so funny. At first, I'm watching this going, what the okay, I get it. It's still funny.
Yeah, I use OJ footage, so it's like,
that's what I knew was a joke, but it was still damn good.
Well, because
I'm just sitting there
there's people young enough that don't know the OJ footage, so it works as like, maybe this is real.
Oh man, we're back to the Wookiee house. I like being back in the cartoon.
Angus,
I like being in the cartoon.
Angus, this is how old I am. I was in 7th grade. They announced the O.J. Simpson trial results over the PA.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Over the PA? Wow.
Yep. Well, I'm from San Jose, California, so it was a big thing.
Is the Wookiee on the cassette player right now? Like, his headphones on.
The future.
His headphones on and a little TV with Han and Luke upside down, and now they're back in the cartoon. Okay, thank God. I don't know why. It's as crappy as this animation is. It looks better than the actual live action Wookiees.
Yeah.
I was just thinking real quick, Bandit. Would you want to have a part in the part 3 of the Mike Zero universe?
Sure.
Awesome. So I'll have to work with Rookie to write you in, but that won't be a problem.
Hey, you still haven't even asked me to join in yet, dick.
Yeah, I can record some lines now for you. Like, no, but
yeah. Hey, look out! Put that down. I'm dying. When I filmed, did you watch that part? Did you watch that part where I filmed that? Because I literally had two guys, approaching another guy, going, and he's like, "Hey," it shoots a blast at one. And he goes, "Hey, look out!" And he gets blown up, and then he picks up a sword. Put that down. He just fires a blast at him. Fires another blast at him. I'm dying. Part.
I really didn't make it easy with those lines. I could have come up with some. Whoa! Look at Han's face.
I was gonna have you be like, take my energy or something. Like that's what I had most of the people do. And then he's like, "Oh, look out!" I'm like, "Huh? Guess I don't know where I'd put this in, but I'll make something." So middle of the it's funny though. Like, why is he doing an Australian dub?
Rookie, are you still watching? Have you seen Han's face?
Yeah. Oh my God.
What is up with that? His nose is like half the length of his head.
I don't. It's like with Dooku in the cartoon, like in the Clone Wars one. Now his head's all long, but at least that looked not as weird, I guess, compared to this. I don't know. The way this whole animation looks very wonky too. By the way, it's just.
See, I like Dooku in the Clone Wars because the style of his look is very I don't know, like hawk-like.
Very Grecian. Have you seen the ancient Greek nose style, which is basically like goes all the way down,
Yeah.
flat, and down as if they hit themselves with a sledgehammer, and that's how it basically looks like. But
was this like the amateur's first day? They're like, "Hey, let's hire somebody new. You're going to work on Star Wars, buddy." Okay, yay. Oh, you're going to animate something. What? Animate
What?
Han's
I'm not
face.
an artist.
Look at Han's face. He's going to stand here, and you got to animate him. Okay, small eyes, skinny head, big nose. Yeah, it works.
By the way, Moist Visions Incorporated in the chat. My sympathies with you, my friend.
Yeah, Moist. If you know
Sorry
him,
to hear about your cat. I do feel bad about that.
Yeah, if you recognize him, he's Brandon Moist from, he was first on World Class Bullshitters, just a guy in the chat, basically. And the World Class Bullshitters were having a field day, just loving to pronounce his name, and then everybody was making Moist parodies in there. And then he got kind of popular from that. And then he was on a few watch parties with the Bullshitters, and now he's got his own YouTube channel, Moist Visions Inc. And, he's a cool YouTuber. You can subscribe to him. He does short little videos, and
actually, there's a big thing that Angus and I do along with Adam Shawhan, where we talk about various seasons of Game of Thrones. We haven't done one in about 2 weeks.
Oh,
yeah. Jon Snow, his
there we
cat
go.
died.
I just subbed to Moist now. So.
I think it derailed season 5 stream, Wolf.
Oh, I missed that stream with season 6.
No. Season 5 is next, but I think we'll do it this Sunday because last week his cat died.
Yeah, no, and Adam Shawhan, one of his puppies died.
Yep. Well, on happier news for the moment, Banditincorporated is our Fandom Collective channel's 100th subscriber. Thanks, dude.
Nice.
Thank you for that.
Sorry.
Get him there.
Sorry, if it's a little loud right now, I'm walking down a truck stop to go get something to drink. So,
no, that's cool.
you hear truck engines, that's why.
It's the
I'm on my headset and my phone.
Bandit Wolf's videos that he posts are usually him in his truck, like with the phone while he's driving on a semi, and just just talking about the world, just yelling about it, and it's awesome. It's like you're going along with him. So he's entertaining.
Yeah, well,
That's
my
so
wife has
awesome,
requested that I kind of stop doing that, or if I'm going to record, use a different visual. Because, she doesn't want me getting in trouble, because that could be technically against DOT, but I look at it
I love that. You kind of like
it's no different than answering a telephone and talking on a headset.
Yeah.
Geoff, you're kind of like a real life Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. Driving your truck. Hey,
yeah, pretty
it's
much.
Geoff here, talking to anybody who's listening. You just look that big sucker in the eye. The check is in the mail. I'm showing my age by knowing that movie, but it's a good movie.
Oh, hey, I know that movie too. I haven't watched it in about 20 years. So my favorite of that series and director and actor has got to be Snake Plissken. Escape from New York and Escape from L.A. was their pied de resistance.
Yeah. I actually people kind of downplay Escape from LA. I think it's pretty good.
Yep.
Sure, it is basically a remake of the first one, but I still like it.
Hold on. Are they
solid movie?
You have to watch Razor Fist's analysis of Escape from LA. It is so good.
Hold on. Are they trying to sell the actual audience watching the holiday special, whatever device they're showing on the Wookiees TV screen?
Yeah, they do.
I'm so confused. Does he think that this Wookiee kid's gonna buy this? What? Or that we're gonna buy this device with all these buttons? Or what?
A lot of this Star Wars holiday special is us watching the Wookiees watching something else. This is the first reaction video of all time.
Oh,
yeah, I guess
ahead of its time.
Because the Wookiee's watching it, and now he's patting his ass and tweaking out. Okay.
Is he supposed to be a robot? Isn't that the
so.
handyman guy?
I don't know. And now he's flapping his arms. Okay.
Now he's being a chicken.
If you were to tell me, let's just watch this movie, and you didn't tell me it's Star Wars, I probably wouldn't have guessed.
Guys,
the Stormtroopers, maybe. Other than that, I don't know.
This
ever have
movie
kids in
is
the future. No, go ahead.
This movie's like Mountains of Madness. You don't look too long, otherwise you'll go insane. No, I better.
He's got his Ziploc bag.
I better switch to the chat for a bit, otherwise I'll get mad.
I mean, when people see this in the future, they'll be like, okay, what the hell was this? And then we can actually say, guys, it was in the late 70s. It was a very, very different time period to what we are used to now.
Imagine this being the first introduction to Star Wars for a kid at age 5 or something. Like, hey, this is Star Wars. No, don't make me watch it. And then no, we got 8 more to watch, kid. No. It's like, no, they get better. Seriously. No. Start with the Phantom Menace. Start with the Phantom Menace.
Mixing these sound effects is very, very... Oh, yes, I found it. Shit, yes. Oh my God, I found it. Oh, you guys are so lucky. The moment I was about to quit and say, screw it, I just found the sound effect that I was looking for.
This is the sound effect you're looking for.
This is the sound effect I'm looking for. I'm trying.
That was gold, man. That was great. So your comedic timing was a little too quick. It took us a while to catch on, but that was hilarious. That was great.
Yeah.
No, it was.
Sometimes I know what I'm doing.
Opportune, but trying to mix these sound effects. I'm trying to do like what they did with the with the Old Republic trailers when they actually took some stock lightsaber ignition sounds and they tried mixing them. And I kind of got the one that I'm looking for. I don't want the standard ones that we hear in the original trilogy or the prequels. I want something that is reminiscent of a lightsaber, but something different. And I'm trying to encode this on my card right now so that I can actually get the proper flickering effects on the soundboard. And, it sounds like a lot of work, but trust me, I love doing this and it's something very exciting, but sometimes it can get tiring. I'm working on a lightsaber design right now. It's a lightsaber completely, not from the movies. It's my own design, and I really can't wait to show you guys.
Nice. Well, I got to say, the lightsaber in your image on screen looks really awesome. That's Luke's ones, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's from Empire Strikes Back, and I tried putting as much, tried putting the brightest LED that I could find in the market, without burning out my lightsaber, and I managed to basically wire the whole circuit around, and in such a way where it has a loud sound, and where it has a very good light. As a matter of fact, I don't have the blade with me right now, but I do have the lightsaber in my hand. So what I can do is I can spark it up for you guys. Everyone has seen this, but Bandit, I think that this is an opportunity because... Okay, this is the boot up sound that it makes. So let me just turn on my camera, ignore the ugly mug, and... Okay, so here she is.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Here, I'm going to present. I'm going to present to everyone just a sec.
I'll check it out later.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, right.
It's on you now.
The difference with this one is I'm going to try and open it a little bit and show you guys. Hold on. Is that this one is a crystal reveal one. So when I basically unthread this nice and carefully, come on, here you go.
No, that's cool.
It has a crystal chamber inside, and you just spark it up. There you go.
Nice.
Well, I heard the snap hiss. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
so
this is the stand. Yeah, go ahead, ask.
So does the blade retract into the hilt, or is it the lights that extend out?
It's basically that what you're describing right now, funnily enough, is the latest technology that they're trying to implement in these builds. It's called a NeoPixel blade. Basically, it is a LED strip inside the blade, which has a very cool effect, but has a serious disadvantage. You see, you cannot use these blades to duel with, otherwise the LED strip inside can get damaged, pretty much like the old stock Master Replica ones. They do have a cool light effect, and basically you can do some deflects, blaster deflects, and you see some of the LED strip change a different color to simulate when you're deflecting a blaster fire randomly throughout the blade. It's cool. It's very easy to make. but I recommend the older ones where basically the light just basically like a torch. It just goes on and off without a retracting effect, but it's more dual worthy. Now that is my personal opinion.
Yeah, I actually have an FX. Well, let's just say they try to say it's the Rey Black Series lightsaber, but it's the Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. I refuse to call it the Rey lightsaber.
Yeah, that's what they call it on the box.
And that's the actual lightsaber I have, where it has the light up where, it takes off like I'll be using that in my video to show off a couple of, the actual moves for Form 1. Even though the hilt isn't exactly built for Form 1 combat.
That one is definitely built for Form 5.
Yeah, well, the thing is, hold on, let me just say this one thing quick, Angus. I personally, having, screwed around with that lightsaber and that hilt, that was definitely not made for someone like me, because the big activation switch that's right near the thumb that kind of sticks out, I hate that.
It's such a complaint that everyone I know that has held this lightsaber has. They said, we want why can't you make lightsaber where the hilt is basically consistent and nothing sticks out? Now, note at the time when they were making the lightsabers, all they had to go on was with the camera flashes for the Graflex and the Highland being Darth Vader's one. So, wait, am I still on? Shit.
No, anyway, it's not presenting. It's not presenting, but you're still on camera.
Yeah, I just deactivated now. So the thing is, with this lightsaber, the design is purely now aesthetic. It is like a timeless replica, and it has more sentimental value than more practical one. And what happened in the prequels, they designed more lightsabers like Luminara and Dooley's lightsaber, if you know it, and Plo Koon's, which are basically the same design, or Qui-Gon's lightsaber, have enough space for using two hands or one hand, and you could basically maneuver yourself with the lightsaber and be more flexible in terms of movement.
Yeah, Qui-Gon's design was a very good design.
Definitely Atara.
Well, you could actually also use that lightsaber for Sori suit easily.
Well, they just poured a drink down somebody's head in the Star Wars special.
Yeah, what's up with that? Does he drink through the top of his head or something? Is it?
I don't know. He's talking through his actual mouth and has a nose, and then has like a mountain on his head. It's the B. Arthur thing.
There's the band in the background from the Cantina. Oh, I like those guys.
Oh my gosh, this is so weird.
Wait, are those
the stormtroopers are watching the TV now.
Oh, come on! Look at it; they're all watching.
They're all watching. Yeah, the whole family's watching. And then it's is that Tarkin? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but Katarn, for me, my preferred lightsaber hilt would probably be Mace Windu's.
Yeah, yeah, it's basically...
His is so easily form and function. You can use that for any form.
Ruth in the chat wants a pink one, Katarn.
Oh, I can actually basically... That's one of the easiest colors to mix. I can mix any color in any shade, any variation, and I've been testing out LEDs for a long time right now, and I'm telling you guys, the best ones that you can actually take pictures with and looks realistic and more bright are the red ones, because they have a much, on the spectrum of light, they are, they're at the top or the bottom, depends on where you see it, and basically they draw all the light to itself. So basically, when you take a picture with a blue one, it shines the place up, but when you take a picture with a red lightsaber, it looks very menacing. I made a Darth Vader one for one of my friends the other day. And yeah, I took a picture with it. It was nothing like holding a blue one. That's for sure.
Oh, hey, Katarn, have you seen Darth Malgus' lightsaber from the Old Republic?
I have access to the hilt. Yeah, the Juggernaut. That's what they call it.
Yeah, that's a very menacing but yet practical lightsaber.
Here, just one sec, Bandit. Are you good to stick around for a little bit longer, or did you have somewhere to go?
Yeah, I do need to kind of head off.
Oh, yeah, we can
is it cool if I drop out now?
Well, yeah, that's cool. I was just saying if you wanted to say anything, any last things before you head out.
Nope, just thanks for having me. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah,
thanks for coming out, man.
Hopefully we can do more streams, man.
He needs to take the after the holiday special. He needs some oxygen.
Yeah, I think he'll get some fresh air.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get a drink. Yeah.
Yeah, it's night now. Yeah, go ahead, man.
I was gonna say when I write the script, I'll email you what I need you to record for me, if that's cool.
Yeah, no problem. You just email me banditincorporated@gmail.com.
Yeah,
anyone can email me there to say hello.
Yeah, run away, run.
Nice meeting you, Bandit. Thank you so much for listening and being here. It's really really
likewise, and good work, man. Good work with all those lightsabers. That's real dedication there, man, and it's fantastic.
I'm hoping to basically, if we can actually get in touch again, hopefully by the time we talk, I can showcase my final design functioning and working and everything with the blade installed.
Absolutely, man.
Hopefully.
No problem. Just email me at that thing.
I'll send them an email for you for your thing. Yeah, we got a talented little community, man.
Yeah, totally. All right, thanks so much, guys.
See you.
Catch you later.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye.
Later. All right, yeah, that was cool. I'm gonna stop watching the special now. I think I've seen about enough.
No, you should actually quote Obi-Wan. I can't watch anymore.
I can't do this no more. No, sorry, no, cannot do it. Can't do it. That was cool.
Man. Rookie, thank you so much. I want to thank you because, I wanted to say hello to Bandit and stuff, and I always enjoy streaming with you guys, and I really have talked to Geoff TheIronWolf the least. So, yeah, it was an opportunity. 3 birds with 1 stone, man.
Yep, that's good.
And Katarn, you and me gotta do a live stream this weekend and really start digging into nuts and bolts, because it sounds like it'd be a fun time.
It will. We can actually do an implementation. We can both research the forms, and we can basically decide based on all of the hilts existing in canon and non-canon, which means EU and even custom designs, which I have made, to according forms that I think that would suit them, because you seem to have the same mindset of mine. So I could bounce those ideas off of you, and you could tell me what you think.
Start looking up Form 1 Shicho and give me a couple of hilt ideas.
Well, I actually do have I actually have a tab open right now devoted to Shicho, because I'm actually looking to implement some of Shicho into my hilt. So yeah, I want the hilt to look like it can be like Kyle Katarn says in the Jedi Knight Jedi Academy games, where he says that the lightsaber is an invaluable tool.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll have to talk about that later.
Yeah, that's cool. Sure. I'm gonna start closing out the stream now anyway, because I think that's about it. Thanks for coming by, everybody in the chat and my panel, and I shall return next week with something.